Hello and welcome, Magic lovers. For this week's Rogue Wednesday, I had a viewer ask me about a red-white deck, just in general, red-white aggro, and I had another viewer submit to me this Iroas God of Victory deck. And so I figured I could kill two birds with one stone and run this Iroas deck, and also it happens to be a red-white deck. And I've been interested in trying Iroas for a while. Unfortunately, my testing hasn't gone very well so far. I haven't had much luck. So this deck is 100 tickets, just a bit over the way it was submitted to me. I did make one change. I added a wasteland because the player submitted this deck to me with a Keranos in it, which Keranos is banned in this format for a very, very good reason. So I put in a wasteland. You don't have to put in a wasteland. Also, 30 bucks of the 100 tickets, or 30 tickets of the 100 tickets, is in this Blood Moon right there. So it's a pretty affordable deck. There's nothing that's really that expensive. There's a few medium expense cards, but nothing's super duper expensive. The other change that I made was based on my testing. I needed another way other than just a braid to deal with Umezawa's Jit. It's a real problem for this deck. So I added in a Fiery Confluence here. There was a Day of Judgment. The deck was running Day of Judgment and Wrath of God. I wasn't sure why they're in there. The only reason I can think is if you're running against a faster aggro deck. And really, that's only Edgar Markov. So Fiery Confluence can still be quite good against Edgar Markov, while also giving you outs to Umezawa's Jet and a few other things. It's a very versatile card. So I went with the versatile card over the Day of Judgment, and I kept the Wrath of God for now. But I might make some changes as we go. The fact that there was a Keranos in the deck suggested to me that the player who sent me the deck just hadn't really tested it yet. So we might need to make some tweaks as we go along. But I'm not certain that white really adds that much to like a mono red deck, except for maybe some better removal. And then there's a few disruptive elements like Thalia and stuff like that. And of course Stormford Mystic. But I don't know. Iroas has some incredibly good abilities. They're just really, really good. It's probably one of the strongest gods. It just happens to be in the weakest colors. And that's unfortunate. And Magic hasn't done much favors in Commander to red-white for a long, long time. So hopefully we can make this work. But so far, based on my testing, it hasn't gone very well. Let's see if we can do a little better. And maybe there's some tweaks we can do to make it work a little better. Got a match. I am on the draw. I'm playing against Thalia. I do not think I can keep this hand. It's just a little too risky to keep a one-lander. Two, I could probably keep in a second, but, alright, well, Magus the Moon isn't great, but, Figure of Destiny is, and Cast Out is going to cost 5 mana, so let's put that on the bottom. Figure of Destiny also gives me something to do with all my mana for quite some time. We'll wait on the Chrome Mox. Probably safe to put it, the Magus of the Moon under the Chrome Mox. Although it might cost another mana if we wait for Thalia. But then it gets rid of my only card, but it costs a mana more. Yeah, and I can pump this up. I'm gonna do it. My opponent doesn't know I only have one card. Or I don't have any good cards in my, there we go. Okay, now it's a 2-2. And then next turn I can make it a 4-4. That's actually really good. Alright, and then, go ahead and make it a 4-4. I think at least for now I'm still the aggro player. And I get Iroas next turn. Then it's 6 mana to pump it up to an 8/8 flying first strike. But I don't think I need to leave it back on defense. We'll see what happens here. Let's see if that starts to change. Stoneforge Mystic. That might start to change. We get Jit. Sword of Fire and Ice. Alright. Well, I can't attack through that, or I can't do anything about that anyways. I can't block it. Very unfortunate that I drew another land. And another land. Fantastic. Well, nothing I can do. Just keep the Figure of Destiny train running. Maybe I can make it an 8/8. It has Menace now. They can't even jump it with a Stoneforge. Sacrifice of Plains. It doesn't have to be an untapped Plains. If you do, put Jello in. It's a new card, so good idea to read it. It makes White Soldier tokens. Okay. That was strange. They can't now play and equip the sword. Are they looking to block? This is prevent... Oh, that sucks. Alright. I can pull it right back up. I'm actually not doing anything else. Unless I draw something. Hellrider. Alright, I can play that. And then... Does that do more damage than... That leaves me vulnerable to Sword of Fire and Ice. So I can't... I shouldn't do that. I can do the Hellrider next turn. This is Sacrifice of Plains instead. Oh, so that actually turns my mana down. And I need to get up to 6 mana. And the double block is bad. They might not know. Yeah, it looks like they know. I maybe shouldn't have done that. I'm taking a lot of damage on the backswing. I'm still ahead in the race, and this thing turns into an 8/8. Oust. Oh, suck. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Alright, there's the sword. And here comes a bunch of damage. Do I need to now leave Hellrider back on defense? Jeez, I've drawn a lot of lands. So I'm still winning the race, but for how long? Two, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't block this anyway, so that's 10 damage next turn. If I don't block. And then I'm doing 4 to them. So I go to 11 and they go, yeah, I have to leave this back. Alright, and now's a good turn to play this thing. Oh, you could activate that right away. Interesting. Alright. They can get in with the sword and the flicker wisp, but they could have gotten in with 2 creatures. I don't think there was a strong reason to put that on the flicker wisp specifically. I think there's a chance that the Thalia hurts them more than it hurts me. Oh, blocking was bad. Blocking was very bad. I'm way behind anyways, but that wasn't a good play. This is why I needed the Fiery Confluence. I knew that was coming. Alright. My draw has been very poor. Opponent cannot tap that down fast enough. Alright, we'll give him the GG. I don't think the miss on the Hell Rider would have mattered much. I was actually saving my life total. It was probably the correct play. Alright, got another match. I am on the play. Same player, they have chosen Drana. Alright, I have a mono white hand here. Too bad this isn't a Plains. There's a lot of good reasons why this isn't a Plains. But we got a way of dealing with Drana at least. We got a first striker for their low to the ground creatures. Usually Drana wants to play cheaper creatures than just Drana. So the first striker should help. Yeah, like that thing. Yeah, that's pretty good too. A second first striker for if they have removal. Seems likely they'll have removal. Duress. Hits nothing. Now they know I have a Fiend Hunter. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and attack. And play this Thalia. I wonder if they had a 2-mana removal or something. Are they just going straight for Drana? Alright, there's Drana. It enters the battlefield tapped. Totally forgot about that. Oh, that's awesome. Is it too risky to... I mean, like, it uses my mana so well. I guess I could Fiend Hunter and then Kajora an Outpost. That also kind of uses my mana really well. I just don't... I don't like leaving Drana around. They might actually put Drana underneath the Fiend Hunter if they have a removal. Nope, it goes back to the command zone. Let's attack. And play the outpost, sacking that. Guess it doesn't really use my mana. I keep thinking that this enters the battlefield tapped. It's a strange card. Fatal Push on Thalia. Alright. Another removal spell? Sign in Blood. Well, I wish I haven't had time to play the Spirit of the Labyrinth. Man, I'm drawing gas this game. Definitely want to get this thing on the board. Does a lot of damage, gains me 6 life. Their Drana or whatever else they play next turn enters the battlefield tap still. I think it's going to be hard to get out of this. Ultimate price. Alright. Well, they've drawn some removal. It's helped. Liberator of the Heart. Non-legendary. That sucks. Yeah, naturally they pick Blade Splicer. Wow. Alright. That's pretty good. That thing can't block anyways. There's not a strong reason to play Iroas right now. I can make a little token here. Not great. But I can also kill Drana, which I think wins me the game. Alright, they're dashing in the Mardu Strike Leader. It creates a black creature token. I don't really want to spend this lightning bolt on that stupid dork. Oh. Yep, okay. Alright, I got another game. I am on the draw, playing against Tymna and Kraum. I'm gonna keep this hand. Alright, they play a Sacred Foundry tapped. I think I'm gonna play mine untapped. Haven't had much luck against this deck in testing. This deck is ruthlessly efficient. Let's go ahead and play Thalia. Might get countered. Don't really care. I kind of care. 2 white. Did they tap it wrong? Yeah, you can't undo a tap on City of Brass, which is unfortunate. Oh, there's a sword. Okay. Oh, I see. I don't know why they needed a tap ahead of time. Alright, I'm going to start out with Zozu the Punisher. So my opponent missed a land drop there. Alright. Memory lapse, okay. That sucks, because then I'm not drawing a land either. Alright, they found a land. I'm killing the hell out of Tymna. City Brass is the worst on Magic Online. I know I've complained about it before, but it is awful. Mana Confluence is a lot better. Yeah. Okay, so... That's probably why they swords Thalia. They meant to memory lapse it, but they ended up pivoting. What'd you miss? I mean, you could play Thalia. Or Tymna. Well, I'm going to replay this. They know we have it. Although it probably would have been a good time to get Bygone Bishop to resolve. I wonder what they were playing. Liliana the Veil, okay. That's what they were trying to... Alright. Can I draw a land? Chromox. Huh. Do I Bygone Bishop? And then... Price of Progress is good for 8 damage right now. I don't really want to get rid of this Abrade. I want to play the Bygone Bishop. Alright. Although now I have to discard a card to Liliana, unless I bolt it. But then so does my opponent. I don't know what I discard. If they do it right away, discarding the Revoker... Yeah, I guess I discard the Price of Progress. I just need these other 2 cards too much. Alright. Deck fading, jeez. Alright. It's brutal. It messes with my mana so much. Yeah, I need to get rid of... No. I did that right. Okay, yep. Deck's just a much better deck. Alright, opponent is blasting me with Kraum. No surprises there. Kraum is very, very good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and chip away at Liliana. I can't do anything about this Kraum. So they're going to gain a card with Tymna next turn. What can I get with Recruiter of the Guard? Gives my opponent information. Stoneforge Mystic, Thalia. I think I just want, like... Oh, this is toughness 3 or less, so I can't get... They don't have any of the 2 toughness? Oh, I was gonna get, whatchamacallit? Where's that card? Fiend Hunter, but there's none of the 2 toughness ones that do the same thing. I don't know what's good here. Nothing's good against Kraum. I mean, like, all of these cards get beat by Kraum. I guess Magus of the Moon. I guess. Ugh. I'm starting to regret getting rid of that braid, but I probably would have lost it by now anyways. This deck cannot deal with equipment. I've seen decks that have trouble with Umezawa's Jet, but basically every time an equipment shows up, I just lose the game. And it's real unfortunate. They're just going to counter my Magus of the Moon, it looks like. I can Rabble. Yeah, I'd rather get the Magus of the Moon countered. Days. Jeez, alright. Yeah, I'm not hanging out. What is... Jeez. Who plays Beckon Apparition? But I'm so far behind. I'm not winning this game. I can at least draw the cards and see what... Yeah. I had no answer to Kraum whatsoever. Let alone the Sword of Feast and Famine. Alright, I got another match. I am on the play. Playing against Gonti, Lord of Luxury. Alright, this looks marginally keepable. Let's start off with a Skull Clamp. Opponent plays a swamp and says go. Alright, drew a land. Play the Canonist. I probably should have played the Mountain so that I had a chance of playing Zozu next turn. I didn't really think that through very well. I mean, I'm bolting the Dark Confidant. Clearly. So it wouldn't have mattered, but I didn't know that. And I would have been able to play that had they not played a Dark Confidant. Protects that from a kill spell, does 1 more damage. Opponent is hemming me. They hit both of my cards. Very unfortunate. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and play Iroas. Opponent's probably going to play Gonti this turn. Innocent Blood. Alright. I draw 2 cards. I don't hate that. I don't have a creature, though. So let's hope I can draw one. Because then that makes that Jit really good. Ugh. Drew a land. Well, we'll play the Jit. Say go. There's Gonti. Anybody's guess what they found there? Probably a removal spell. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Talk about your flood. Now I'm almost certainly eating a removal spell. Alright, Pristine Talisman. So my first creature isn't even probably that good. Not going to kill Gonti. Gonti doesn't actually do anything. I'm going to make them kill their own Gonti. Usually these decks have a way. Alright. Discard of Plains. Don't really need it. Gatekeeper. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and kill Liliana with that. Yep. Weird that I haven't drawn more creatures. Mesmeric Fiend. And you choose an online card from it. Yeah, there's no reason to target that thing. There's a good chance I can get that back at some point. The 1/1 doesn't do that much. Blade Splicer, that does something. Make him kill that. Murderous Cut. What are they targeting? Targeting Blade Splicer. Alright. Do I want it? Yeah, this means I can't block this turn. Well, I could block the Mesmeric Fiend, but I can't block Gonti. But it makes it so their removal spell... Blade Splicer was excellent because it gets around two... It forces them to have 2 removal spells. Ugh, that sucks. That was my swords, wasn't it? Puppeteer Click. Getting my Blade Splicer. Yep. Jeez. Alright. It's not that much damage, really. I've gained a lot of life. Rift Bolt. Well, I can Rift Bolt the Mesmeric Fiend and then kill the Golem. I don't really want to kill the Puppeteer Click. That saves me a decent amount of life right there. Yeah, well, nice would be drawing some creatures, but it was decent. Before my opponent draws into 13 more removal spells. Thalia. Do I want to draw cards with her? Can't really block with her. The chance of her dying is pretty high. I'm doing it. It draws out a removal spell, if they have one. Alright, I'm keeping that thing around. Oh, they're gaining a life. Okay. Chainer's Edict. Alright. Yeah, maybe I should have drawn something with it. I should definitely do that with my next creature. They are removal heavy. I mean, that's what you expect from mono black, really. But I should be a creature heavy deck, but I just have... Ah, jeez, that doesn't do much. Well, if I draw another creature, it has haste next turn. Well, not haste, because... It's still pretty good. What'd they get back? Dark Confidant. Alright. Well, if I draw another creature, I can put the Jit on the Smuggler's Copter. I'm up to 12 commander damage and 10 life. Sulfuric Vortex. It just took too long for me to draw creatures. That's gonna kill me. And my opponent was able to... Oh, Victim of the Night? Jeez. That's an instant as well. I'm super dead here. Goblin Ravelmaster. Alright. Oh, oh. Yeah, I missed that cue. Jeez. Alright, yeah. They have another removal spell and another... Yeah, I'm never... They just drew all the removal spells. That's what the deck does. Alright, got another match. I am on the play. Playing against Keranos. I have no lands. I have one land and then there's battlefield taps. There we go. I've been running the gamut of... Lots of lands and no lands. I don't think I want that on turn 2. A couple of Theros gods fighting against each other. These are even from the same set. Or same... Alright, so... Hopefully Thalia will slow him down a bit. Rummanap Ruins. Recently banned in Standard. Still pretty good in Commander. Nice reach mana card. You know, like it's a land, but it gives you a little bit of reach. Not a lot. Yep, there's a Flame Slash. That's unfortunate. Had to assume that was coming, though. Alright, well, that's interesting. I guess I'll get in for... I probably should have used the Sacred Foundry. Guess I'll get in for 6. Don't have a lot of love for Ball Lightning. 6 damage just isn't that much. Yeah, I'm running into a counterspell here. My commander doesn't really do anything. I'm not even sure it forces them to counter or something. Alright. I guess we'll go for the flyer. I'm almost certain it's getting countered. There it is. Alright, opponents up to 4. We got a Council's Judgment that deals with Keranos at least once. Univolt's pretty good. Let's get this countered. It doesn't really matter. They have dismiss. Oh, that sucks. Alright. This deck just cannot seem to get there at all. Like, everything just seems to have so many efficient answers to what this deck is trying to do. And it's just not cheap enough like Zergo Bellstriker. And for some reason, I keep getting land flooded. In a 36 land deck. Turn this on. Turn that back off. Batter's Call, jeez. Alright. Well, I do have some answers in my deck. Not enough. This land flood is... It's well against the odds. There's no way I should be drawing 7 lands in 7 turns. That's insane. And my opponent's about to reverse all of the damage I've done to them. Another reason I don't really care for Ball Lightning. Wormcoil Engine. Wow, and I'm just drawing blanks. I've never seen a Keranos deck that runs these. I mean, I've never... There's no words for the number of lands that I've been drawing in a 36 land deck. Alright, I want to try a couple of things. First of all, I don't think you can safely get rid of the card disadvantage for playing a Mox in this kind of a deck. I think I'd rather just lower the curve overall. I don't think Mana Tithe, I don't think you really want to be leaving your mana open. Again, I don't think Path to Exile is as good as Oust or Swords. And other than that, I don't want to go down much removal. I probably actually want to go up some removal. Certainly Banisher Priest, and then there's the other one. I'll find that in a second. I'm not sure Aegis of the Gods is specifically good enough. Nor is either Sworn Canonist. I'm not sure. I do want to go up creatures, though, and I want to go down some of the non-creature things. I want things to put my swords on, otherwise they're not going to be doing much work. Obviously, Boros Charm is awesome. I don't think I really want Ankh of Mishra, and I don't think I really want Zozu either. I think I want to think of this more like the mono white, like a Thalia deck, but I want to get rid of this ball lightning, but you get the benefit of having red. So I think that's what I want to do. And one thing that I noticed is interesting that a lot of these creatures that I'd like to add are humans. So I might want to go with something like that, like go with like a mono or a red-white humans package. And then like this is pretty awesome in that package. And I think it's going to give us a much better chance of making Iroas active the more creatures we have available to us. And then the Thalia's Lieutenant as well. And then obviously we keep some so Hell Rider. I think Avalanche Raiders is going to be a little too late. I think the more expensive things we definitely want to cut. Armageddon, Wrath of Ravages of War are fine. Hikori, if I spelled that right, I didn't. Hikori. Yeah, I'll find it. I think is another interesting one that you can add. And then Winter Orb, I think is better than like all of those combined. I think that's the thing that you want to do. And then go for all these like cheap human, not that one. That one. That one. That one. So, you know, the cheap human 2/1s are fine. Obviously, Kytheon. So, really dropping our curve. Keep... I don't know about the Goblin Guide. I think probably we can add some instants and sorceries and stuff like that. I think Monastery... Well, Monastery Mender is questionable. I think it's... I lost my filter, too. So I might try that and then cut it if it's not working. But I think maybe Weather Wayfarer is all right. No, it's probably not good enough. Flying, no, that's not good enough. Relic Seeker, I think, is good enough. And then Thalia's already in. And then Consul's Lieutenant is I don't know about that one. I haven't liked it in other decks. So Abbot of Curl Keep. We definitely want some more card advantage. And that'll get us there. These Wojak Halberdiers are humans. They're 3/2s for 2 mana. I think they're going to be pretty good. Bomat Courier, not a human, but a form of card advantage. These guys. So you can see what I've done to the curve here. I'm still quite a few cards over, but Kari Zev is a human. Grand Abolisher is a human. Spirit of the Labyrinth, we'll cut that. Harsh Mentor I think is fine. Boros Charm. Revoker we probably still want. Smuggler's Copter we definitely still want. Yeah, I really like these 2-drops. Except maybe the Canonist. The Arbiter is probably questionable. I'm going to actually look at a Thalia deck for a second. I had one a while ago. We'll see. Oh, they do run Canonist and Arbiter and Spirit of the Labyrinth. I mean, but we're adding red cards, so the lower end of those ones, the ones that aren't going to be as effective disruption most of the time, I think are the ones that we want to cut. So Iroas, where'd you go? And then we have the benefit that we have our commander that makes our things have menace and prevents damage to attacking creatures. That's pretty awesome. I'm going to get rid of the Always Watching. I do like those kind of cards, but I just don't think they get there really enough. And they're going to be more expensive. I'd rather have... If I'm going to be paying more for something, I'd rather have it be removal. So where's the newer one that exiles a creature? Can't think of its name. Fairgrounds Warden. Not a human. Still want it. Even Mind Sensor is a flyer. I think I want to keep that one. I don't know about the Arbiter. Bygone Bishop, want to keep that. Fairground Warden, just put that in. That's a human, it's fine. Mentor of the Meek, I think it's fine. Recorder of the Guard, and the other one are also human. Thalia is awesome. That one's fine. Banisher Priest, Brimaz, Council's Judgment, definitely want the removal. Fiend Hunter, probably get rid of this Blood Moon, and but keep the Magus the Moon. Probably get rid of the Rift Bolt and the Sulfuric Vortex. I'm interested in more efficient removal spells. So we want Flame Slash kind of thing. I think that one's probably fine. And then what do we got in our instance? I don't know, we're probably hitting most of the really efficient removal by now. I don't think we want collateral damage or anything like that. Yeah, so that's going to be most of it. I think I do want Wear and Tear. I don't think I actually have that card. Alright, now I do. It's an awesome removal for artifacts and for enchantments. Very versatile. So we're over a few cards. I think Fire Blast gets the axe. It sucks that I cut so much removal, but I did add these removal spells there. I think it's probably fine. I don't know if I cut... I'd like to see Avacyn do some work. It might be interesting. It does have Flash, so it's pretty good against counter spells. And then I need to cut 3 more cards. I think one of them is Sky Terror. I just kind of threw that one in. I don't think it's quite going to get there. Veteran Motorist is pretty... I guess it's a 3-1 for 2. And it scries 2. I'd probably rather cut a 3-drop. I don't know what it's going to be. That's a human. Seems pretty good anyways. The sword's fine. I don't know. I think it might be Glow Rider. I've never been... It's no Thalia. It's no Thalia, not even close. It's so much worse than Thalia. And then the last one, I'm going to cut a land. And then the other thing I noticed is that this deck isn't playing any fetch lands. And, I mean, I know it's playing Aven Mind Sensor and Leon and Arbiter. I still don't think it's correct to not play fetch lands. You're only 2 colors, so you're playing less of them than many of the other decks because a lot of them end up being off color. Also, we just added a huge human theme, so Cavern of Souls is a definite. I know I just made the deck quite a bit more expensive, but oops, I definitely think it's correct. You notice my mana wasn't really very... I was having trouble getting colors quite a few times. I think it's correct to do it this way. I don't know about Reflecting Pool if that's necessary. Scalding Tarn. So there should be 1 between the 2 colors, and then 3 for each other one. So it should be a total of, what is that, 7? So Verdant Catacombs is out. Wooded Foothills is in. That one's in. So there's one that I'm missing. There's white blue. There's white green. We need white black, which is, I always forget the names of these things. I'm not sure. Let me find it. There it is, Marsh Flats. Alright, so obviously the Vantage. I don't know about this Kajoran Outpost. Seems really slow. So we'll cut that. Battlefield Forge is obviously in. Cliff the Retreat. I think the Temple should go in an aggro deck. I don't think temples are the way to go. These ones are fine. Scavenger Varone, I actually like that card. That one's pretty awesome. Chef at Dunes. I think it keeps the Wasteland around. Sacred Foundry is obviously in, as is Plateau. Funny, Sacred Foundry is actually more expensive online than Plateau is. Rugged Prairie's probably fine. Mutavault's fine. Flagstones, we're running Armageddon. I really like that card. Mishra's Factory. These are cheap. And Mistfield Plains is a tap land. I don't think it's really going to fire off that often. So we're cutting basic lands for the rest of this. We did cut Blood Moon. And then we added... We sort by color. We added a lot of white and took away a lot of red. So we got 6 mountains, 9 plains. We could probably cut another plains. Alright. A lot of big changes. Let's see if that makes a difference. No promises. I can't promise this deck is good no matter what. But I think this might be a step in the right direction. I don't know. Let's find out. So I'm adding this in after the fact, after I've already finished all my videos and everything. But I totally forgot Lightning Helix. That card should definitely be in this deck. And I don't think there's enough instants and sorceries to make Bedlam Reveler. You could cut something else if you want, Avacyn or anything else that you think isn't working for the deck if you want to. But I think Lightning Helix should definitely be in. And we cut a bunch of removal. And we added some others in, but Lightning Helix is just too awesome to not include. So I definitely think that should be in the deck. Alright, I got a match with the new build. I don't know if this is exactly the kind of hand I want to be seeing. Looks a little slow. Playing against Tasigur. I don't know if I can afford to mulligan it, though. I'm on the draw. Let's hope we can draw into some cheap creatures. There are a lot of them in the deck. And hopefully with these fetch lands we can avoid some of the flood we were getting by fetching lands out of our library. That hits wear and tear. It doesn't show the cards that I've revealed. That's weird. Thought it did that. So I could cross off what my opponent knows about. Alright, well, we hit another expensive creature. Not where we want to be. I wonder if I should have mulliganed. So we're playing against a counterspell deck, and waiting till turn 3 to play anything is much less than ideal. So let's filter a land out of our library. We'll get Sacred Foundry tapped. Alright, we hit an Envoy. That's probably fine. We'll leave. My opponent doesn't know about this Brimaz. So they might think we have a swords or a lightning bolt or something like that. Leaving both colors open. Help suggested. It's also technically correct to do that most of the time, to leave as many colors open as possible. So I think I'm going to play the Bygone Bishop. It's good enough to counter. Ooh, I just drew Kytheon. But it's not as powerful as these other two creatures. So hopefully we can draw out the counter that way. And if not, it gives us investigate tokens when we play either of these two creatures, not the other two. But notice already I'm drawing a lot more creatures than the previous deck. Alright, there's a delay. That's fine. It's not great. So my opponent's going to be able to play Tasigur soon. I think they can play it now. I don't know if they want to. Looks like they might. Oh, no. Pieces of the puzzle. Alright, so Romanap, Liliana, and Bad River went into the graveyard. Alright, so Negate does nothing against us. Dismiss, I need to watch out for. Not a land. Alright, well, actually, that's pretty good. Attack first. Getting Sword of Feast and Famine. Much better against this deck than the Jit is. And then we'll play Kytheon as well. Need another land in order to do anything with the Sword of Feast and Famine, but... Alright, now Tasigur comes down for 1 mana. Except they're not going to do anything. Or are they? Thinking about it? Alright. Well, I'm not likely to play any spells into that dismiss. Alright, let's see what they got here. Do I want to flip Kytheon? Yeah. I lose the Stoneforge tapping ability to put the sword into play, but I don't think that's going to matter. Oof. You know, let's force the counter spell. Yep. And I could have untapped the Stone Forge. That probably would have been correct. I forgot about that ability. Opponent's got 5 cards in hand, 4 cards in hand. Looks like they are playing the Tasigur for 1 mana. No. Abrupt Decay. Alright. Suits me fine. It's better that than the Sword of Feast and Famine. Yep, there he is. They exile. They exile Ruminap, Delay, Bad River, Liliana. Bad River is a bad fetch land. Alright, here comes our Bygone Bishop. And land. Split up our things here. I'd rather keep the Bygone Bishop around. Next turn I can Bruce Tarl that thing for double. Go with the Garrison. I don't know. I'm a little worried about a Wrath. Let's just play Iroas. Makes it really hard for opponents to block now. Are they attacking? They're 13 life. If they activate Tasigur, I just give them negate. I don't care at all about that. This damnation? Yeah, alright. So it looks like I played correctly into that. By playing my commander instead of playing one of these creatures. Alright. That sucks a bit. Can they Tasigur again too? Yep. Alright. At least their counterspell's down. I think this one's better actually, this because it goes wider. Opponent only has 1 card in hand, so hopefully it's not a removal spell. There are 2 cards now. this is big. Control magic. Oh, that sucks. These decks are always going to have a problem with that kind of stuff. Unfortunately. That was a big get. Well, I can Hellrider. I might force a block. Oh no, they can't block Hellrider. I think I can largely win this damage race. I'm already way ahead. I need them to not draw anything too good, though. Control magic was already a big draw for them. Reclamation Sage hitting the sword. That sucks. I do, however, have Bruce Tarl on Hellrider, which is pretty big. It evens up the life total quite, or gains me a ton of life. Threatens to close out the game. Now let's play around Force Spike. It's been 2 life. You can't block that. Alright, and gains me some life. Now they have to draw something, otherwise they just die to the Hellrider triggers. They drew something. What is this? Jace the Mind Sculptor. Alright. You can bounce Bruce Taro. Bouncing Hellrider does nothing. Okay, they're drawing. All right. Whew. Yeah, that was a tough one. That one actually came down to the wire. But, I mean, Tasigur's a really strong deck. But I definitely felt a little bit better, quite a bit better about that build. It seems like we had more play against this kind of a deck. All right, got another match. I'm on the draw against Jace Vryn's Prodigy. I think I keep this despite the lack of red land. Thalia's pretty good. Jit's pretty good. I'd like to hit some removal. I mean, Banisher Priest does possibly remove Jace before they get to flip it. Alright, back to them. Do they just play right into the Jace? Alright, they're playing a personal tutor. And they've gotten pieces of the puzzle, which they will likely not be able to play next turn unless they have a Force Spike, Daze, or Force of Will. Or Spell Snare, I guess. I need to draw another land, though. I only cut 1 land. Funny how flooded I kept getting. And now I cut one land and keep not drawing mana. Oh, man. I really want to Fiend Hunter or Banisher Priest. This was a very keepable hand. Now if I draw a fetch land, I mean, I clearly go for this Leonid Arbiter. So it might hurt me if I draw a fetch land. I'll still have the Burst Lightning. I can use these 2 mana to activate the fetch and then Burst Lightning the Jace. They discarded Flusterstorm. Looks like I might get countered. Alright, looks like they were thinking about paying a cost, but then didn't. Alright. Oh no, I wouldn't have been able to Burst Lightning because of the Thalia. So I think we Swords on their turn. Just because they've got all this mana untapped right now. Or right now, because they tapped all their mana. And they can't currently play anything through the Thalia. So they can get their pieces of the puzzle, but Jace is dead. Or they can replay Jace, in which case we can Fiend Hunter or Banisher Priest it if we draw a land. Might even just play the Jit. Looks like it's pieces of the puzzle. They do get another land drop. Myriad Landscape is that land. Alright, pieces of the puzzle. So it looks like what we're playing is going uncountered. So Command Beacon, Island, and Flash of Insight. So they kept Repeal and they kept Merchant Scroll. So that's not great for us. If I drew land, I'd be in much better position. Alright. So that's pretty good. It's still a white land. What would be better is if we could play this Jit and then keep up Burst Lightning. I don't think there's a strong reason to play Thalia just yet. Let's play the Bygone Bishop, and we can get an Investigate token from the Thalia. Hopefully we'll eventually hit red lands. And we might get an opportunity to play the Jit and attack with it, or who knows. We do know about the Repeal. We do know about the Merchant Scroll. There's a strong chance they Merchant Scroll for Force of Will. Oh, they activated... Oh yeah, that's nice. They activated the Leonid Arbiter so they could use their Myriad Landscape. So they're looking to ramp some mana. Alright, well that turn went alright for me. It's going to go a lot better if I draw land and I get to get this Jit. Figure of Destiny. Alright, well, let's attack first. I'd be in a much better position if I were drawing lands. Alright, so let's force them to have to play around a bunch of things. It can only repeal so much. Okay. Alright, yeah, that's fine. They're just looking to draw a card. They might have been looking to get rid of the clue token as well because I've been mana screwed for so many turns. You're down to 17 life. There's the Merchant Scroll. What happened there? They didn't reveal a card. Did they just double click OK? Well, I'm going to take it because I've been mana screwed for so long. Alright, they can't counter this Fiend Hunter or Banisher Priest. Thanks to Thalia. Alright, I guess we can pump up the Figure of Destiny, and we finally hit. I meant to get Banisher Priest. It has 2 toughness or 2 power. The worst thing they can do is bounce all my creatures, which isn't horrible. It'd be unpleasant, but they almost have to now. Like, playing Jace into this board. I mean, technically they're dead on board. They'd have to block with Jace in order to survive. And any removal spell, and I just drew my red land, kills them. Alright, so I don't have to do anything before combat. First Lightning's an instant, right? Yep. I don't think I have to do anything after combat either. I think I can just say go. Unless they bounce everything. Gear Hulk. Alright. Target instant card. which is Cyclonic Rift. Alright. I don't think I care about Banisher Priesting the Torrential Gearhulk. And the Figure of Destiny. Okay. Clearly they blocked Thalia here. And then they take 5 damage. I think I just say go. Oh yeah, they can cast spells now, huh? I guess that means I can cast the Burst Lightning for 1 mana. Alright. What is this? Is this Emrakul? Temporal Manipulation, okay. Not enough to also Jace with. Primal Amulet. Alright. Well, there's a good chance our bolt on Jace is going to get countered. Do not care about the Torrential Gearhulk. They do only have 3 cards in hand. Flash of Insight for 5. I can't do anything about that. Even Mind Sensor doesn't stop that. It's not a search. Attacking first, okay. Not super worried about it, not yet. There's Jace. And an extra turn spell. Do I just do 2 damage to their face right now? I did that, by the way, in case I draw something like a lightning bolt next turn. Then I wouldn't have been able to cast both of them. Alright, so they spell pierce it. I don't know here if I need to do anything. Let's play the land. Engulf the shore. I was wondering if they had that. Alright, well they got 2 cards there. So let's go Jit. And Flyer. Let's hope they don't have an extra turn spell. They didn't last turn. Do I need that red for anything? That's probably the wrong way to tap my mana. They know about the Fiend Hunter. Although the Banisher Priest has more... So there's only one instant in their graveyard that they can actually get back here. Spell Pierce, obviously. Alright, so we get the Fiend Hunter off. Unless they want to engulf the shores right now. That's just like a wash, rinse, repeat. Looks like they're thinking about it. They get to eventually flip the Primal Amulet if they keep doing that. Although, no, it exiles this engulf, so it would go away. And 4 or more. They get to flip it right away if they do that. How many... Make it under the hunter instead of command zone. They didn't figure it out. I was going to tell them. I don't think the Gearhulk can do anything about this. And then that gives us 2 tokens. They can engulf. I don't know why they didn't engulf sooner. getting super annoying, that Gear Hulk coming back over and over again. Oh yeah, that would have been a really good play if they had figured out how to do that. They have a counterspell? Alright. That sucks, because now we're in a fairly bad position. Not that we've ever been in a good position. We've actually drawn a decent amount of mana. It's just we're facing down a Primal Wellspring and a Torrential Gear Hulk and a very expensive Jace. They can't replay the Gear Hulk this turn. Also, there's nothing to get back. So they might be hoping to counter it. I'm going to play the flyer. Oh, when did they play that? Oh, last turn, okay. That's what that extra mana was. That makes sense. That is an expensive Jace. Creatures get +1/+1. I don't quite have enough to activate that, do I? Because if I Vanisher Priest, because I need to get it out of the way, and then I have 3 mana. Let's just go ahead and equip this. Oh, the Gear Hulk, yeah. There's nothing to get. 4 spike, that's fine. It was a bit of a dumb attack. I forgot about that. This leaves me the instant speed option to kill Jace. Yeah, they MTGO fail. The Merchant Scroll and them not putting the Jace underneath my thing were both gifts that I probably didn't deserve. Still, I mean, I managed to get there, but it does feel a little bit cheaper. But Still had decent game against Jace Jace Vryn's Prodigy, and I was mana screwed for a long, long time. So, alright, I got another game. I am on the play. Playing against the Locust God. I have no lands. No lands again. Well, one land. I guess we'll keep this. It's not great. Too conditional. And, go ahead and play this untapped just in case. I'm not sure what I'm hitting with it. Opponent's got Evolving Wilds, so nothing. Gives me an opportunity to play this Jit uncontested. Or do I want the Stoneforge Mystic? Let's go with Stoneforge. Gives me the best opportunities if I don't draw land. I think Feast and Famine is slightly better than Skull Clamp. Alright, Stoneforge is dying. It's fine. Not great, but fine. Alright. Missing a land drop again. I don't know what it is with lands, man. I either, when it rains it pours, when it doesn't rain it's a drought. Mulliganing 5 didn't help. Alright. Lets me actually do something here. Let's play the Bishop. Alright, that resolves. Let's see if it lives long enough to actually swing with this Jit. They might be wanting for me to use my mana. Still not a land. Just a pretty important part of dealing with this Locust God. So the Jit got in. So they can't block with the Locust God. Phyrexian Altar. Alright. Interesting. I was considering playing the Selfless Spirit before attacks. I don't think it changes anything. If they're going to target the Bygone Bishop, they're going to target the Bygone Bishop. I'm not too worried about the altar just yet. Alright, looks like that's getting countered. Okay, hard counter spell. get to kill the Locust God in response to any draw spells. Oh yeah, it's 6 mana, not 5. I'm going to conserve these counters by using the bolt. Alright, going back to their hand. What is with these lands, man? I think it's worth cracking this clue. Please be a land. Thank God. So do I wear this? Do I just play Kerizev? Do I don't know what else. I think that's about it. Or do I wear the Phyrexian Altar? It's really good. What does this do for me? I don't want that thing getting haste. And actually the shroud is more important. Because then I can at least attack into it, and they can't really block, and then I can deal with it after the fact. I can only deal with it for one more turn. I guess unless well, Feast and Famine doesn't really do it. It's pretty good, though. Pact of Negation. Alright. Oh, I tapped my mana wrong, too. At least they're tapped out next turn. Go ahead, block. I double dare you. I potentially could have done that on their upkeep. I can do that on their upkeep next turn. Or, the following turn. Alright, Cephalid Coliseum. Might be a good time of Magus of the Moon. Mishra's Factory. I can also Iroas. How many counters do I have here? 3. Really missing that sort of Feast and Famine. It would have been really nice. Alright, let's go ahead and Magus to the moon. And play Carry Zav. Make it really hard for them to block, even if they do get like a token or something like that, because then I can play Iroas and go wide. Although I am vulnerable to a sweeper now. At least I have the clue tokens, but that would be pretty unfortunate if I got swept away. And then I actually do have the Mishra's Factory and the Jit. It's actually not the worst thing in the world. Because they probably aren't playing... Alright, they decided to pack it in. I mean, we still had a ways to go, but... Iroas plus this is 10 damage if I, you know, make it so they can't block. And then 12. A few more. Yeah, actually, I think I could kill him through Locust God without even killing it. Alright, got another game. I am on the draw. I'm playing against Jace again. I think this is a different opponent. Not sure. I'll start with the champion. Nice to see him coming around, and then I just drew a human. Although I can't do anything with the extra card there. Probably gets countered anyways. Did I click it? Cast? There we go. Alright, it resolves. Of course it's a land. Alright, Ancient Tomb. Interesting. But they're still not playing Jace. Let's go wide. 3/3 for 1 mana is pretty good. And the Bomat Courier could end up paying off in the end. Bounce spell, snap, okay. It's pretty good. It's actually pretty mana efficient too, if they use this mana, which looks like they're using the mana to Factor Fiction. I don't want to give them Frantic Search and Teferi. I think those are really good cards. It's going to be hard to beat that pile. Oh, they didn't take the Teferi. They took the Frantic Search and the Cryptic Command. So I want to try and bait with Champion, but I also want to play around Force Spike. Which one do I care about more? Neither of them do anything before combat. Well, I guess the Abbot does. Frantic search. Alright. They actually didn't block the Bomat Courier. Yeah, looks like they found a counter spell. That sucks, because Jace is going to start going off now. Once again, not drawing any lands. At least we're going pretty wide against that Jace. The -2 ability doesn't really... they can Cryptic Command my team, though. If he does, then I probably Winter Orb. Alright. Alright, well, I don't want to play directly into the Cryptic Command. Tap all creatures, draw a card. Restrict their mana. They do have an agent too, but they need colored mana as much as they need colorless, sometimes more. Opponent packs it in on the Winter Orb. I guess they can't do anything about me putting Jace out of range of flashback. Alright, I got another game. I'm on the draw against Thrasios and Kraum. Probably still not a good matchup. But my hand looks pretty decent. I've actually got lands and spells that I can cast. They have a Mox Diamond, though, which is very unfortunate. Alright, into the north, so they're ramping up. This looks a lot like the deck I played this weekend. We can't get through... so if it's the deck we played this weekend, we definitely need to worry about pyroclasms and the sort. Alright. Gonna attack. I'm going to play this Veteran Motorist. It's one of the cards I'm the least sure about, but it still seems alright as a 3-1, even though there's only one vehicle in the deck. Do I want Boros Charm? Yeah, I probably want it next turn. I don't know. I need a land in one of these turns. Let's put this to the bottom. Put Boros Charm on the top as an indestructible effect, probably. Double strike also an option. 4 damage to my opponent. Probably not on the top of the options I want to be playing out. Alright, I got a blocker. And Thrasios is another great blocker. Not hitting a land drop. I'm going to go ahead and Fairgrounds Warden, I think. Thrassios is going to be hard to beat for, like, forever. This lets me get in. I need to be doing that damage. They might actually put Thrasios underneath it. Nope, okay. They actually going to block with the... Okay, no, they're sacking the Secure Tribe Elder. They just going straight for Kraum. Titania. Oh, that's disgusting. Well, I have to Swords Titania. That Nis is going to be flipping real soon. Not next turn, though. So let's just go ahead and play the Selfless Spirit. Protect ourselves from a Wrath. And attack with the Veteran Motorist. I just gave my opponent 3 life, or 5 life. Alright. That block doesn't worry me too much. Alright, opponent plays Dak Faden. They're drawing and discarding. Yeah, it might be a opportunity to use Boros Charm to deal 4 damage. I don't need it for the Indestructible. Opponent has 3 basic lands. By the way, I started with 3 lands. I haven't drawn one since. I think Magic Online is just cheating. I joke, of course. Yes, it would. Get him for some more damage. I'm a long way from killing them with damage, though. My opponent is going to outcard advantage me anytime now. What's the other side of this? Nissa's Sage Animist. Okay. Get in for some damage. This is a fairly free attack. It does extra damage to them. Well, I guess they probably don't want to block this anyway, so it probably does the same amount of damage, but it's fairly free. I'm not really worried about my life total yet until Kraum starts beating on me, which will probably be soon. Opponent is playing Intuition. Alright, Life for the Loam, Scarred and Tarn Wasteland. They're going after my lands. You can spend your mana on Life from the Loam. I really should have drawn a land by now. I don't know what is up with Magic Online today. You got it. I'm going to keep getting hit with that. It's going to suck. I can play the Abbot at least, and maybe I'll hit a land. I now can't get through Thrasios. Where are the lands? Here's one. None of these other attacks work. So I'll get in with the flyer. Prowess might end up being alright. I'm probably going to lose this Rugged Prairie, which means that's all my red lands. I probably could have played the Magus. No, I couldn't have played the Magus of the Moon. I didn't have a land. Might be an option next turn. My opponent's at 6 cards, though. There's a good chance they have a counterspell. Oh, looks like they're playing Kraum right now. As a blocker or as an attacker? As a blocker. Alright, your lands are just lands. Quit doing that to me. It's upsetting me that you keep wastelanding me. Alright, they played a Misty Rainforest, and now they're subtraining Tremorizing for 2. We have to sacrifice this. Otherwise, we lose our whole team. I was at least prepared for that. I did expect that. Alright, they're getting in for attacks. Nis is dead at least. That actually could be good for me. Still not a land. I'm going to play this into a counterspell. Yep. I knew that was coming. Oh. Memory lapse is the worst. Alright. Not a good damage race here. I get 4 for 4, and I got Burst Lightning, but they probably have kill spells of their own. I've been behind for a long time, and it's only going to get worse. Pyroclasm is revealed. Alright, well, we knew that was coming. Alright, we'll give him the GG. Predictably, this deck is not good against the partner decks. I mean, these are some of the... This one deck is one of the best decks in the format right now, so I'm not surprised at all. And then all the Pyroclasm effects. Like, I knew that by going creature-based, I was going to be vulnerable to these type of things. But, yeah. It's still fun. Well, I don't want to be too hard on that initial deck list because it looked really good on paper and I thought it would do really well. And then I took it into... I started playing games with it, and that's when I started seeing some holes in the strategy, and it just didn't seem to fire on all cylinders. You know, there's not a lot of card draw in white and red. So you just, you know, it didn't really have enough creatures that if you're running against a removal heavy deck, basically you're just not doing a whole lot of anything. And some of the non-creature spells, I mean, they're great in mono red decks, but I don't know. I think you really want to capitalize on the efficient creatures and disruptive creatures that white has to offer, while adding in all the burn and other you know, good stuff that red has to offer. I think that's where you get the best of both worlds. I'm sure there are still some improvements to go, and as noted, this is vulnerable to wrath type effects and pyroclasms and stuff like that. I mean, it's not going to be probably even a good deck in the format, probably ever, but it can at least be enjoyable. I know I upped the price by quite a bit by adding Cavern, a bunch of fetch lands, Wasteland, and, you know, some other cards. But, you know, I did cut the Blood Moon, and some of the cards, I'm not sure about this Bedlam Reveler anymore. Not a lot of instants and sorceries. I never got to see Avacyn. I'm not sure about that one. I'd still like to see it. And then maybe one Armageddon instead of two, and then add some more cheaper creatures. Or I don't know. Avacyn actually gives everything indestructible, which is pretty awesome. But the reverse side, where it does 3 damage to all your creatures, is less good. And so I also don't know about Iroas. I mean, there are not a great number of red-white commanders. I don't know. I just didn't, like, once I switched decks to the real creature heavy build, like, I never drew any lands after that. And granted, the deck actually did really well on very few lands, but I was never really able to find an opening to cast Iroas, so maybe it's better when you actually can draw lands. But it just didn't seem great in those matchups. I mean, it can get through some creatures. Like in that last one, if I had drawn lands earlier, I might have been able to get through my opponent's creatures with Iroas. So maybe it's all right. Other options, Avacyn, probably not great. I think you want a different kind of build around Avacyn. Maybe Akiri and Bruce Tarl will give you something to do. There's not a lot of artifacts, but there are a few. You know, I mean, it's pretty good. So Akiri does have First Strike, and it's like a 0/3 normally, I think. But maybe, I mean, it's probably, I don't know. But it's a cool deck nonetheless. I think the tweaks definitely help. There's probably a few more tweaks that could happen, but I liked it. I think it was a lot more fun than what the deck initially. I was feeling pretty bad about the deck initially, but then I just went into the deck builder and started moving things around, and I think I came up with something I like. So thank you for watching. Have a good one.